Hi, welcome to Portraits of Hope, and today we have an amazing guest. This is very timely as June is the Mental Men's Health Month, and so this conversation is very relevant for today. And the way they say men do not talk, I know Ken, it does not apply to him. He talks. So this is going to be lit and very woke. Let's get our mental juices up. And let's look at this as a mental gym so that we learn even as he shares his experience. Thank you once again for joining us here at Portraits of Hope. I am your host, Esther Neema. Ken, karibu sana.
Asante sana.
I want to read your bio and I want to read the description on your hindsight book so that people get the insight of who you are, even before we start this conversation, right?
Okay.
So the present hindsight, the book that Ken has written, and he's going to talk a bit about it. This is what the book is about. The book is from Gakuru Githinji to his younger self to inform him of his brain surgery that made him lose all his memories. Due to this background, the author has gone through the stigma of mental health, mental illness, and writes to destigmatize brain-related issues like depression, suicide, childhood trauma, and madness, to name but a few. Brain-related issues are internal, hence mental wellness is necessary. Just as an external physical exercise is, hence the book takes us through processes to be mentally fit, all the affected mentally in one way or another, all of us. Let's talk and continue highlighting the importance of creating awareness of the importance of brain fitness, for all matters of life begin and end in our brain's health. How powerful.
Thank you.
How powerful. Take us through being an author of this book and the journey that led you here. But before that, who is Ken Gakuru first?
He's an author here. And I'm passionate about the brain because I'm still trying to understand my own self. And I have come to know that it is a daily muscle. The same way you work out, you're told to work out frequently, is the same way you're supposed to do so for your brain. And there is no part of your body that works as hard as your brain. But we have so little information. So that's why I'm so passionate about it, because there's so much to talk about. And it's part of who I am. That's what I wake up every morning and think about. And that's who I am. I'm an author on mental health specifically. And there's so little information that we have about our own
mental wealth.
Exactly. So I talk about it and this past 5 years,
is
and
all
still a little
about
has been covered. You see, because we need to talk to each other. And the men, especially in this month, we need to talk. We are all going through something. But our faces don't show it because it's an internal job.
In fact, they were saying the person who is the happiest and even doing the most jokes may be the one who is even masking the most pain.
Exactly.
The irony of that. Amazing. So you decided to write a book because of your own experience and what you went through. Take us through that. Take us through that journey until the writing of the book that inspired you.
So I used to write, you see on Facebook, they give you that space to write. So I just used to write stuff and then I gathered information about what I've been writing for the past 10 years. And little did I know that me writing was for my future self because I got that brain surgery and forgot everything. So the things I used to write were reminders of what happened on this day, on that day. Like today I've checked my history and I'm seeing a friend wrote about me 11 years ago because that's when the accident happened. And he was saying Ken is now on the general ward. And I was like, so today is when I went to the general ward. So I spent 10 days in the ICU. You see, these things are still clicking now, 11 years later, because that's when the brain surgery happened. And that's how the brain works. It goes back, it comes to now, it goes. And it's an interesting journey for me. And that's why the book came about, because I'm talking to the different versions of myself, about myself as I learn about my own self.
Wow.
And it helps me understand about my future self as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What really happened that you needed to do the brain surgery?
Okay. It was a Sunday.
Yeah.
31st of May, 2014. I had gone to church. I normally used to go in the afternoon to go play with my friends, touch rugby. And so I did the normal. I woke up okay, I went to church, I was okay. I came to town, till Upper Hill, I was still okay. I changed, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Went to the field, I'm still okay. Then I start feeling the sun is too hot.
Wow.
So I tell my friends, hey, let me go at the shade. Ijua ni mingi. Little do I know, the brain is doing its stuff. A vein had burst.
Wow.
Yeah, a vein had burst, so blood was filling. And I'm there, I'm just looking at them. So I'm
You're
looking.
You're just normal.
I'm looking, but I'm shutting down. Because that's what the body does. It shuts down to protect itself. So in my mind, I'm okay. But my friends, when they come and see me, I am not talking
normal.
Yeah. I'm not eloquent. Yeah, I'm sluggish. I'm slowing down.
Like you're drunk, like drowsy.
Yeah. I'm drowsy, literally. Because even putting my clothes on, I couldn't. A friend helped me. Because my you see, the connection of the brain to the body is distorted.
Yeah.
So that's all I know till then. Because they took me home thinking I'm a choker. He'll be okay when we get him home.
Wow.
By the time I get home, I'm unconscious. I can't even walk myself, so they help me out. My parents, they ask them, why are you bringing...
Someone who was okay in the morning.
Exactly. And remember, we are where Upper Hill. Kenyatta Hospital is opposite. But you see, no one had any information. No one had ever gone through that to understand what to do.
Yeah.
You see why the book is important.
So young. You're just out of university, actually.
Exactly. So where did we go back to? Kenyatta Hospital. And it's from Roy. Roy is far. And it was a walking distance. We just have crossed. So this whole time all this is happening, you are unconscious? I'm gone. Wow. They don't know there's no injury, so they say maybe alianguka kwa kiwanja. I didn't fall anywhere.
It wasn't even because of the rugby.
Nothing. Life just happens. That's why I tell people, when you wake up in the morning and you're okay, that's a miracle. Yeah. Because the things that are going inside you, you see, like that blood clot, normally that clot would have just, the body would have done its thing and it sorts itself out without you even knowing. But for
maybe
that one,
that's what happens actually in our bodies. Yeah.
But for that, it blocked. And when it blocks, it has to burst because it's moving. You see?
Oh my God. Yeah.
And I've read stories of people, it's anywhere, even on the leg, anywhere in your body, because blood is the system that just operates.
Yeah.
You see? Yeah, so they took me to Kenyatta. They saw the emergency line was too long, so they took me to Mata. And that's where I'm...
So they moved you to
That's
Mata.
where I woke up 11 days later. You see, like I'm telling you, today is when I was taken to the general ward. That's where I woke up. And
so for those 10 days,
I'm not there, I'm gone.
You are clueless.
I'm gone. That's why I'm saying people have my story.
Wow.
Because I'm not there, I'm not conscious.
You're not conscious at all.
I'm in another state of mind. There's a conscious, subconscious, and unconscious.
And it's somehow like you were so famous because there was like a whole campaign.
You see, there was nothing to do with fame. That was God.
It was God. It was people.
Connection.
Yeah, but I think you had a good and strong social circle. People were literally speaking about it.
Community
everywhere.
is so important. You can see what's currently happening. Yeah. Communities come together. Because we can't live on our own self. Yeah, that's why we are here with you. We are a community.
Yeah.
And we are entrepreneurs. That's why we are. We are linking. Our stories help somebody.
Exactly. And that is why we share our stories, because they empower each other and it also empowers other people.
And we grow. Your story is different from mine, and I can learn from anyone.
Yeah.
And that's why we need to talk and tell our stories, because you think you're going through something alone.
Everyone is.
Someone has gone through that and they can help you make it easier. That's where men, we go wrong. because unadhani ni wewe umekaza.
You have to be a soldier. Yeah. You have to be stoic.
But we're all going through what you're going through. Yeah. And if you talk, you're like, yeah, okay, so we can.
Yeah. Actually, even manipulators thrive on silence.
Yes.
Abusers thrive on silence. But when people are talking,
you're isolated.
Yeah. But if people are talking now, you realize, hey, you can be empowered.
There's a common ground.
Yeah. So 10 days later, you woke up.
I wake up.
Memory.
No, I'm confused.
Oh, really?
Yesterday was Sunday. For me, today is Monday. For me, time has not moved.
Oh.
But a week has moved. So I was angry. What am I doing in the hospital and I'm not sick?
Oh.
You see, that's the brain talking versus what is...
It skipped everything.
Yeah, so my friends are like, wewe unajua vile umetusumbua. And what are you telling us?
They were worried, yeah.
They're worried. Then you're like, mi niko poa. Uko poa aje? You're not okay. Was it 2 or 3 surgeries? Because the first one, they opened...
The head?
They said...
of course, the head.
Yeah. See, they have a mark here.
Oh, my God.
They're like, okay, let's read further about this. Yeah. So
they read as you were...
So I don't know what his staff was coming from, where to fix it. These are stories I'm being told.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah, so today is when I was taken to the general ward. And there I'm like, I am okay. Yesterday I went, it was a Sunday, I went. Today is a Monday, it's a holiday. And you guys, you see, people are not giving me the information, and information is important. So I was...
Was it a way to protect you, or what was it?
They don't know what to do. It has never happened. Them themselves are going through their own shock.
Yeah.
So I'm angry. I'm saying, I want to go home. What am I doing here? So I got nikafungwa kwa kitanda.
Oh.
So that I don't escape, because I was always trying
really?
to... Yeah, because I'm okay.
You're okay.
But you see, I'm not okay. I don't even know what has happened.
Yeah. Were you not feeling pain?
No. Hey, those 11 days you're high on whatever they give you.
Or whatever they are. Oh.
Yeah. So the pain wasn't there. The pain came, was it a month or 3 months later? Because this thing got... It was stapled.
Oh my
so
gosh,
there were metal. So them being taken out was the painful part, because then
you're really feeling
because you see, they had to be stapled for it to heal. Now that was, I can feel the pain. It was because they're staples, literally. It was painful. So you see, I've woken up. I'm in a different thought process from what is actually there.
You're still back on the Sunday.
I'm still back on the Sunday.
So it's the 10 days that you forgot.
And little did I know that I've even forgotten so much.
Oh.
That even to date, somebody would say, Ken, do you know I came and talked to you about myself and you're asking me who I am?
Really? At that time?
Yeah, because...
What did you really remember then? Until when? Was it a time period that you remembered? Was it your childhood? Was it university? Or just highlights?
I just existed.
You had a blank space.
I just was there. And I've learned that is the most important thing for your brain to heal.
To have a blank canvas?
Just be. Yeah. And you see, that's what depression looks like. Your brain is protecting itself.
Depression is your brain protecting itself? Is it why you don't feel like doing anything? Yeah,
you're just there because you need that to heal. But you see, you're not consciously healing. A normal person, you take a rest, you breathe out in order for your brain to relax. But you see, when you're a sick person, that depression steps in to assist you, because the brain is always fight or flight.
So depression, is it, you don't cause it by your thinking, it's your chemical.
It's a sickness.
It's chemicals in your body.
Exactly. There's no balance.
Wow.
And you see, we were never taught these things.
Yeah, actually, we are always, someone was trying to explain that depression is sadness, prolonged sadness.
Exactly.
Yeah. But then now, if you're saying it's sadness that I'm not in control, like it's chemical imbalance.
Yeah.
So how then do you get out of that naturally? Anyway, how did you get out of that phase, getting into your memory, into deciding that now you're gonna have the present hindsight?
You see, it took me 5 years to get there, because in those 5 years, I'm trying to connect the dots. And like I've learned from my own brain, the brain stores information through the 5 senses: touch, sight, what you hear, what you taste. Those 5 senses that when you're a kid you ignore. When you go to school, you're like, these senses, they just exist. But those are the ones which keep you alive. And those are the ones which are stored. So even like today when I was coming, I see a place, I'm like, I have a memory there. I have a memory here. I smell something, I'm like, it takes me to a space where that smell I can remember. You see, all these 5 senses are active 24 hours from the time you're born. Yeah. But they work behind the scenes. Yeah. So those are the ones which help me fill in the blanks, even if it's not all the blanks. I came to realize that my RAM, my random access memory, that one was wiped out. But my ROM, or where all the information is stored, it's there. Now it's
so you
to
had
get
it
the
at
bridge.
The back of your mind.
Exactly. I have to get the bridge to connect it. That's why I can see you and not know your name, but I can describe everything about you. You see, I had to go the long way than that bridge shortcut of, do you know this person? I'm like, the person who does this, that. Yeah.
Did you do it consciously or?
No, my brain, that's how it works
now.
So I had to learn. And you see, the problem is I was used to thinking like this, to thinking fast, to doing things fast, to running fast, because I'm fast.
Yeah.
I used to run 100
meters. Was that
meters.
the trigger? Do you believe that, what do you believe out of your activities, the fast life, or what
do you know that
triggered?
And that's why I'm telling you, this life, we live by your name. We live by grace. Ni neema.
You're right.
It's grace that keeps us here. I have Googled, I can tell you, go Google and
there's no way to.
There is nothing I found that caused it. Because that's life.
Yeah, because that's life actually.
You see, and
we'll be like lotion causes cancer. And everyone is using lotion. We'll be like water, you know.
Life happens.
Yeah.
And that's why you see I've come to understand that life happens, but it doesn't make you who you are. It's for you now to work with what you have there to get out of that space. Yeah.
How did you reconcile everything then? Because you're saying you did step by step, and it took you 5 years.
Yeah.
And then now, at what point did you decide, I'm writing a book about this?
It would have been shorter if I had gone to the right people, the psychologists, the psychiatrists.
You didn't do that?
You see, nobody knew anything. You see, we are just there. He'll get well. See, ametoka hosi, he's been, the surgery has happened, he'll be okay. But that's not how the brain works. You have to give it the right answers to the information it requires.
Were you asking questions yourself?
I was asking my God. I do and asking my God, hey, why? Exactly. I look at myself in the mirror, I didn't know that person. Do you know how difficult that is? You don't know the person looking at you.
Yeah.
I didn't know the person, it was a stranger.
You had no history completely?
None. Now that's
the hard part.
That's the steps to suicidal. Because when you're suicidal, you don't know yourself.
Wow.
You literally don't know yourself. And that's why when somebody is in that path, that sickness, nobody ever wants to end their life.
Wow.
Nobody. But when you're sick, and this brain is so powerful, it can show you what is not there, as if it were. And you can still flip that script. If it's showing you what is not, then why can't it show it to you positively?
But you're not in control, you say.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. So what can someone do? Because what I'm trying to understand is the brain is showing you
other things.
Like what? Like what are you seeing at that
Darkness.
point? Like people look evil or...
Not even. It's not about...
Or you just feel sad.
You feel heavy. You feel like you do not exist. So that's why you want to take yourself out. Because I'm nothing. Nobody will miss me.
Oh, that's the thing.
Yeah, I'm like a rock. A rock, unless you take it and take it there and put it there, it has no meaning. You have no meaning.
That's how it feels.
It feels hollow. But you see, that is the sickness.
When you're in that space.
But most of us are walking around that way, and we look happy. Because it's an internal job.
It's inside.
It's inside. You can't...
Can anything anyone do outside the circumstance help? when someone is in that
when
space.
You're surrounded by love. And that's why I thank my family. They were around me and they were there for me. You see, just be there for that person and they will see it. Yeah, be there for the person even if you don't understand it. Yeah. And that's why we wrote this book, so that people may understand even better how to see the symptoms. This person doesn't, because I never used to shower, I never used to eat. I was a hermit. I hated light because I'm sleeping during the day and I'm awake during the night.
Doing what?
I'm just staring, watching CNN, and nothing is registering. You're just looking.
You're just seeing people.
You're blank.
The world is going on and you're like...
Monday, all days look the same. You tell me what is today, I don't know. Sunday is the same as Monday, is the same as Friday. And it's a bad place to be.
It's a bad place to be. It's a terrible place to be.
Because you're teetering on the edge of death and life. And you don't even know it. You see, you don't even know it.
You don't, We're not aware, actually. When people are in that state, we are always like wondering, like, why can't you get your acts together?
And it's a
why
sickness.
Can't you put your, like, as in, just bathe for heaven's sake. You get, like, you don't get it.
You're
like,
not there.
You're
literally not there. Your brain has taken a holiday, but not a good one. It's a horror.
Out. Well, I like you say, we all experience maybe episodes of it, and maybe because we don't know how to define it. Because I feel like I've gone through a season whereby you are not as enthusiastic, because I'm naturally enthusiastic, I'm naturally passionate. Then you just go through a season, you don't take care of yourself. Like, Mara, you're just seeing my toes, I don't know how. Or I don't, if you see I have not combed my hair, you know, things like that. Maybe that is what it is. But we did not have the vocabulary to describe what we are going through.
And the knowledge to deal with it.
Amazing. But you got out of it, which is powerful.
Yes, I did. No, it's God. My God. You see, in that path, we were the two of us. Because nobody else gets it. Even you yourself.
You don't get it. You don't know what's happening to me.
It's God who is now there for you. Because I would be a statistic. I'm not any special than the people who've killed themselves. That's why I talk about grace. We are here by grace. If there's anything you'll remember from this, it's just grace. That's why there's no room for ego and just the nonsense we see around us. The externalities. It's all an internal job. This life that we live in, it's an internal job.
Interesting.
And if you're at peace, and we're told that peace that surpasses all understanding, you cannot understand it because it's given to you by God. You don't buy it. You don't work hard for it.
You're right.
It surpasses.
Because you can have everything and still not be peaceful.
And what is that everything? You see, I'm wealthy because I'm inside, I'm sorted out. I'm at peace. You can't buy peace. And you see, we were never taught about these things. We were taught, you work hard, do this. You're a big person by having big things. But the biggest thing is inside you. Sadly, even the people telling us do not know that. We were having a conversation about something else, professors, and we were saying even the professor does not understand what he's teaching because he went and got the papers. He went through the motions. But not the understanding of the motions.
Do you think it's harder for the men because you are raised to not be in touch, attuned to your emotions? So you do not know, you do not even understand when now you're feeling a magnitude of emotions and you just don't know what to do with them.
You don't know what to do with it because when you are a child, if you are a boy, you're told men don't cry. So now even if that feeling comes around, you don't know how to deal with it. And by suppressing it, it does not disappear. It eats into yourself. The body never lies. Whatever emotion you have, your body will show it eventually. That's why it's very spiritual. And that's why we need to understand. I understand my own self. When I am frustrated, I will cry. I have lost 2 parents in those 5 years we've not seen each other. It has been
heavy,
including her father. Those are 3 parents. And that's why this book was dead for 5 years. And you see, I've written about depression and I got depressed again. because I've never gone through death personally.
It's like life throws you new things to be sad about.
And you're like...
And you have to face them.
And that's why I talk about, you see, I come back to grace, because these 5 years have been hell. You lose somebody that is that close to you, and it does not make sense. And life does not make sense. And you see, when such things happen, people watch. It's like a movie. People are watching you. And you're there.
It feels like you're the spectacle.
Exactly, of the movie.
Yeah.
People come
and
for
you're in it.
People come for the burial, and to them it was an event. For you, your life changed. How it flowed was this way, then it comes this way. But people expect you to people expect you to jump back 6 months. Uko poa, but it's a daily thing. It's never the same. Utasema niko poa, because you don't know the heaviness.
Do you also feel people don't know how to respond to when you say I'm not fine?
They don't.
Yeah.
And that's why we are here to learn, because they don't.
To say it's okay. It's okay that someone can say I'm not fine.
It's okay to break down. And it's okay for us to be there for you, because when we do that, you'll be there for me. You see, my wife was there for me when I was depressed about my dad. I got lost again. Because my mind and her mind was okay. Mine was not. So she held me when I was lost. And that's why I will hold her regardless. She's seen the worst.
You've been through so much together.
When your brain breaks down, that's the worst a man can go through. Because your manliness, what you describe yourself as a man, is gone. Yeah? Money, you can lose it and get it back. You can lose anything, but your health, your mental health especially, you don't know where to start.
Wow.
As a man, that's why more men kill themselves than women. Those are the statistics. More men, because men look for answers. And when you don't get that answer, it messes you up.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's why we need to talk.
Talking.
Everybody's going through something. Everyone. As long as you're a human being and you're alive.
You are feeling something, yeah.
You're going through something. Just find the right
people.
Circle. Yeah. I call it circle of influence, because you have your circle. Let them juaneni.
Get deep.
Don't just be superficial. But we are very you see, as a society we are superficial. Yeah. Because when you get deep like this, there's that silence.
You are like, now I cannot handle this. Yeah.
And that's why we create that opportunity. Let's just
for
talk.
People to talk.
Let's just talk.
I like that. Yeah.
Because
and I think we had that when we were growing up. Like we grew up in church, many of us. Sundays you could go and talk about any topic. It could be relationships, it could be money. So there were platforms where we talk. I don't know if that still exists as people go higher, because where do you talk? So of course then there's your partner, your spouse, your friends, and so much.
Sadly, even the church is the most affected.
That's the thing,
because we have a certain way. On Sundays we need to look
how we behave.
Exactly.
I think so. I mean, I reckon the inauthentic living, especially, so we are not living true to
ourselves,
to what is ourselves, and that is part of the mental health.
Exactly.
All right. Tell us about the hindsight.
The hindsight. It's called the present hindsight.
The present hindsight.
The present meaning now.
Yeah. Do you want to hold it?
Okay. It's called the present hindsight.
Yeah.
And you see, it's a brain working out. Because the brain needs to work out.
It's a gym, eh?
Yeah, it's gymming. And present, I mean now. What I've learned, I only have now within my control. Even a second from now, I don't know. But you see how I do my strategy, I break it down working from now.
From now,
and that's
like this minute, what will I do?
Exactly, and that's the beauty of strategy. Because I am only in control of here, but I will plan long term. I will look long term, but that long term depends on now.
Today.
But there'll be variables that I cannot control. And that's the brain muscle. Learn to adapt. I don't know tomorrow, but I know my God is there. So I will work on my now because it is a platform for my tomorrow. It is not an excuse. Yeah?
Yeah.
You see, like today I was supposed to be here at a certain time, but I didn't get here on a certain time.
Yeah.
I would have gotten frustrated. But you see,
I took had it. Rage.
Yeah, what for? You see, I took it. This is an opportunity for me to recover the memories that I've lost on this road. And I kept saying, there, this, that. And we are doing this now. Did we lose anything? But you see, we live in a world of it's fast. Everything is fast. Everybody on the road wants to get somewhere. And they are not, I always say, I am not an ambulance or a policeman. What am I chasing? If I knew I'd get here by 10, I slept yesterday knowing if I wake up at this time, I'll get here by this time. Mtu asinikimbishe. Because I've planned out that strategy.
Yeah.
That's why I have come and I'm at peace, because I saw tomorrow and I planned for it with my now. I didn't just wake up. But that's what we do.
You just calm.
We wake up angry with the alarm.
Rage. Yeah.
But you see, you didn't sleep well. The basics, you didn't sleep well. And the brain needs you to sleep for it to do its work. You see, even when you're asleep, it's working. It's cleaning stuff.
Yeah. So is that the gym?
That's the gym. You see, those are the parts. It's the daily thing, even how you breathe. You see, when I'm angry, I find my breath even changes. But there's a way you can breathe.
And you get into a calm.
Yeah, because more oxygen is getting into your body, and oxygen makes your brain think better. You see, when you're angry, your brain is tight like this.
Yeah. You see, even make faces like...
You see, it's the normal thing, just breathing.
Yeah.
Just...
is calming.
Exactly. And I'm learning about it. I'm like, I've breathed my whole life. But you see, there's a way you breathe. Yeah? Because there's a way that breath, it's oxygen and it goes to the blood, and the blood is what the brain requires to do its work effectively. It's like a car, you don't put water kwa hiyo gari, it will knock the engine. This is the engine, and this is the one conducting all that. Wow. I drink a lot. You see, I've asked for water. I drink so much water because water is blood.
Water?
Yeah. I drink a lot of water so that my blood, because I can tell. You see, for you can't. For me, because of this, I can feel my brain doing this.
You can feel?
Yeah. Water is so important. People think it's a joke.
Yeah.
But it's the driver of your body. It cleans out and it does so much. So water, you see, basic like water, how you sleep, how you breathe, how you think. On my social platforms, I choose the things that are positive. I will choose to see the better side of life. I've already seen the darkness. I am not going back to darkness.
Yeah. So you're very conscious what you fill your mind with.
Exactly, because from the bowels of the heart, the mouth speaketh. Yeah, and what you think is what you do.
I know many people who don't even watch news.
I don't.
Yeah.
I do not.
Because you're like...
Look at the first 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
You'll
be so terrorized. Yeah, you're even afraid to leave the house.
But you see, they know. That's why I say capitalism, there's an issue. Yeah, they know bad news sells.
Yeah.
And it keeps you
on the edge.
Because it is strategically done for that to happen. You always need to be on edge. Why? Why should I be on edge?
Yeah, I was actually listening to an entire video that was saying how everything is systemic. Yeah. That when you're tired, when you're exhausted, you do not have time to question systems. You have no time to agitate for rights, because then you're so exhausted, you're so spent.
You just want to get by.
You just want to get by.
And most of us, we are getting by. And it's not about the money, because a lot of because I love rugby still, I play with Gen Z. They said, sisi tukikafunga, when we get this amount, we will. I'm like, do you know there are people who've gotten that amount you have?
Yeah.
And do you know they're not happy? So what are you going to do with it? They don't know.
It's a state of being.
Yeah, if I get this, I will. But what do you have now that you're not appreciating? Yeah, appreciation is a muscle as well. The same as empathy. I can feel your pain. I think we've lost that humanity along the way, especially on social media. We've lost it.
They come for you.
And you see, it's a mental muscle. You're coming for me today. Tomorrow it's you. And we've seen it. Why not?
And then all of us have just become soldiers. Like, you're like, shout all you can, doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it does.
But it does at the end of the day.
I've written about it here, and I wrote it 5 years ago. Now it's worse.
You act like you don't care, but you really care.
It hurts.
Everyone cares.
We all have feelings. And that's why we have even the soldiers who go to war. When they come back, they are not okay.
They are not the same.
Yeah,
so it's
PTSD,
either you are responding in trauma.
Post-traumatic stress disorder. You see, now that's for the war. But you can get a PTSD in your own life. You didn't need to go to war. But your body is fighting against your brain. That's what PTSD does.
Wow.
They always think they are at war.
So your body, you could deny it. You could deny your mind feels this way, and you try to protect it, and you try to shield it, and even your heart.
Yeah.
But your body will not.
Even your childhood. That's why we have childhood trauma. Your nervous system stores. Your nervous system is a store of information.
I can't forget like the teachers who whooped us and beat us.
I've written about it.
You've written about it?
I told you I went to high school here.
It's like,
I've written about the people who saw the best self of me.
Of you, yeah.
And my English teacher. And that's why I'm even writing a book.
Yeah,
because she saw who I was. My maths teacher didn't see that. And even to date, I don't. You see, I talk about him, my face changes. Because he saw the worst in me.
Yeah.
And he brought out the worst in me. That's why I say, when you see a child, bring out the best in that child, because they'll believe you. When you're that age, you believe what they say, what an adult says. And it's a lie. You see, I failed in maths because
you couldn't stand the classes.
My brain, the back of my brain blocked him. Seriously, he comes and teaches, and I try and revise because it was the one I was failing, and it was the one I was reading the most.
Yeah.
But your brain has shut him out. Nothing.
You cannot see.
Nothing. And you see, it's not because you're stupid. That's why I say there's nothing like being,
there's no
you're
such
not foolish.
thing. Yeah.
What is your surrounding? You see, the teachers who saw the best in me, I passed. I failed in the sciences because of that math problem. Because when you're bad at math, even chemistry and physics will not, they are cousins. You get? But you see, I did well in English, Swahili, French. I did French. And they created that balance.
You did French. Bonjour.
Bonjour. Tu vas bien?
Oui.
Ça c'est bon.
Oui.
You see, and you see, if I knew earlier, I'd have written this book earlier. But you trust the timings because nobody knows tomorrow. You see, that's why we prepare for now.
Yeah.
And all the knowledge I've gathered in my life is what I've written about, because I was supposed to be here today, and I didn't know that.
You didn't.
But are we not? We are ready for us here now.
Yeah. And I think this is so important now, especially because it's Men's Mental Health Month.
Yeah.
And you've gone through it and you've overcome it. And I think it's to the men then. How then can they harness a life that keeps them healthy? You know, like having a healthy life and a way to exist. How can they heal? Because I think what you're saying, we all have been through trauma, and it's healing that we need.
Yeah.
And so how can we heal in a time where people don't literally know what to do? For the men.
Yeah. For the men, I'd tell the men, know yourself. And how do you know yourself? How are you as a child? What were the triggers in your life? What did those triggers create as trauma? Because that makes you who you are. Yeah. Most men chase the externalities because internally that kid is still crying out. And if that kid is not sorted out, you will spend your entire life looking for something that is inside you. That child has to be at peace. My 10-year-old self is at peace. That 14-year-old self there and 18, I talked to them.
That's a person you have to find.
Yeah. Yeah. Kuwa na a meeting. We call it a moshamanio. Yeah. Have a meeting with yourself. Yeah. And just be truthful to your own self. Yeah. That kid there that left Form 4 was bitter. I was bitter.
You were angry.
Because I knew I could have gotten an A. But I didn't get that A because of somebody. You see, and that bitterness, it's a heavy.
It's the worst, yeah.
It's a heavy load to carry. because you could not do anything about it. It was beyond you. But you can deal with that and move forward with it. But you see, with age, that is what we are learning. And that's what I'm trying to tell the younger ones who are in that position, who are in that state. I was there where you are.
The young people right now are so
be
angry.
At peace.
Yeah.
Be at peace with your own self and your truth. What I'm happy about, my truth then is still the truth now. That does not change. But how to handle that truth? My anger took me weird places. And that's what I would not want somebody to do. You see, you learn from others' mistakes. Yours are the hardest.
Yeah.
So why not learn from others? Yeah, it's easier.
Why do you have to go through it?
And that's why we talk even as entrepreneurs. You see, there are mistakes which are made. We can learn from them and grow. Yeah, and it's a beautiful journey. That's why I say the journey has its ups and downs, just like entrepreneurship. But take all of them as they are. When you're on a high, don't forget that you are somewhere. And when you're on a low, you will get better from there, because that's life. Life, the balance of life is you go up, you go, come down. It's a
balancing act.
And only if we know that, it does not change who we are. Because we just do our best with what we have and pray for the best. And whatever comes after that, we will work with it as it is. That's what I've learned about life.
That is so powerful. And you know what? It reminds me of saying, just the sense of being enough and the sense of accepting that this is life. And sometimes you realize some of the goals and the ambitions and the drives are not your goals. You're just adapting random things.
They're systemic.
They're systemic. So if you're satisfied with just the everydayness, that you can get your pay from whatever it is, you can eat, you can sleep, that should be enough.
From what you're blessed with. You see, we are all blessed in different ways. And another source of my depression was me looking at
what's happening.
My equal guys. I'm still looking for a job, it's not coming. My friends are growing. They're buying their first car, they're marrying. They're moving, and that's depression now. They're moving and you're not. So you're like, what's wrong with me? But there's nothing wrong. Your journey is different from another person's journey.
Yeah.
And when I learned that, I was like, this is my journey. No one else can run this race. Even my wife cannot run my race for me.
You cannot,
Yeah, and once you know that, life is easier, because you can only do what you can with what you have.
I love that.
That is all. Yeah, you put on blinkers. You don't look sideways. Just you. Yeah, the way the horses run. You know, the horses run this way.
Yeah.
They are put so that you don't look at you just run your journey.
You run your race.
Run it to the best of your ability.
I think that's the best advice for a lot of us.
Yeah, and the ability changes. Age, and the ability changes. My ability today and tomorrow are different. Today 40% and tomorrow 10%.
That's still ability.
That's okay. You've moved. Yeah. Our generation is, you see, now we are thinking, we've grown old. You see, we are thinking so much. You can only handle the present.
Today.
Yesterday is gone, tomorrow you don't know. Just deal with the now.
Someone said you did not create yourself.
Yeah.
So whatever mission you came for, whoever created you will help you, support you.
Exactly,
to go
and will give you the tools.
And will give you the tools.
You see, even this, apparently I was given the tools to handle this. But if you had told me before, I'd have told you, no, I don't want that.
And your journey was to lead you so that you can empower others, so that you can support.
And that is what we call hindsight.
That's
looking back. When I look back, it adds up.
You cannot connect.
But when I'm here and I'm looking forward, can it add up? No. But when I look back, I can be able to see
the future.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love that. So now that you're already an author, you're a speaker, you're a what else? What do we anticipate?
So much. There is so much. That's why you see, even I get overwhelmed because ideas are all over.
Yeah.
And there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, that's the thing.
There's only so much information you can give out at any given moment. That's why I always say in this book there are like 10 more books inside already. Every topic I can enlarge it.
Yeah.
Because the brain is that deep. Yeah. And even yesterday I read somewhere about somebody went through a different brain related issue. She just woke up one day and she couldn't walk well.
Yeah.
Because the communication of the brain to the legs, there was an issue. I was like, I've never heard of this. You see, you may think you know. I don't know anything about everything about the brain, but I'm trying to learn myself more. And I read her story. I was like, yeah. You see, she's teaching us about her experience, and it's brain related. The communication that, you see, we take it normally.
Yeah.
But I couldn't walk as well, so I understood where she was coming from. There's that illness that the communication stops, and then it comes back. So you told people you're not okay, they think you're pretending. And it's a word.
The brain is so strange.
The brain, it's a blessing and a curse if you let it. At the same
time,
yeah.
But like you said at the beginning, the brain is everything and anything.
Yeah.
I want you to talk to the men this Mental Health Month. And I think, gentlemen, everyone should get a copy of this. You know, I can't speak for the men because I don't understand.
True.
But he can.
Very true. Very, very true.
So I want you to speak to the men. Tell them.
Yeah, to my fellow men, let's learn how to be ourselves. We have been given so much by God but we are using our physicalness instead of the mental aspect of that physicalness. That's why we're having so many issues related to violence, because we think when we use that aggression that we are the man in us. But the man is the one who is at peace, who does not force issues, you are in charge of your environment and in your own self. Yeah, because all the answers lie within you. So let's just talk to bring out the best in one another. Because iron sharpens iron. If you hang around the wrong environment, you will bring out the wrong results. And that's where addiction comes in, because addiction, it's a crutch. It's a crutch to hide what you don't want to work on. So you will get addicted to anything. There's so much to get. That's a different topic even, but it all comes from the brain. Because all those things you're seeking externally, those things in the brain that bring balance are the ones which can give you that joy. Yeah? That happiness, that fulfillment, because you can't buy it and you can't force it. It comes naturally, because that's how we were meant to be. Men were meant to be leaders, but you're leading with love, with compassion, with empathy, not with force. When you're forcing issues, it just shows it's not natural. Yeah, leave it, let it be. Yeah, wase tubonge, yeah, turoroe. Let's just talk. It sounds simple, but it's not. It's a muscle. It's not simple because that muscle, we've not used it. So let's work on that muscle the same way we do it in the gym. And then it will get stronger and you'll feel it. Literally, how you walk, how you talk, how you are. You feel lighter.
Your essence.
You feel lighter. And you feel hungry for this life. You don't feel beaten. Yeah.
Huo ni ushuhuda. You remember that, like testimony and stuff? It's amazing. We are talking about someone who has overcome the most. And he continues to overcome the same, which means it's possible. In this Men's Mental Health Month, I hope that his words have given you an insight to just take a day at a time, to go through the motions, to go through it and find your purpose, discover yourself and be all that you can be. I know it is possible, and I wish each and every one of you the best, even as you pursue your mental wealth and as you exercise. And if you can get the book, please get it so that you can also enhance your mental health. Thank you for joining us. This has been the Portraits of Hope, and I've been your host, Esther Nema. See you next time.